What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit your subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is your review for House on Fire Season 1, Episode 3. So listen, we are back. We are still at the barbecue that they were having, post-latex ball. And after AJ showed his entire you-know-what in front of Lorenzo and Exotic, and they are now having like an impromptu house meeting. And Brooklyn is complaining about being bored in her category, how she always wins, how she's just not challenged and she's just bored. Man, part of this is Brooklyn is young, right? But part of it is also Brooklyn is a little arrogant. And I think that because I do, again, I hate to keep saying this, but I remember Brooklyn from Legendary, and baby, she is stunning, okay? And Brooklyn is bad. I mean, bad. So I get it that she's just like killing it, killing the game or whatever. But at the end of the day, let's be clear. There's always somebody ready to take your spot. So all of this arrogant, I'm just tired of winning. First of all, you don't even want to say that out loud because the people who judged balls are watching this show. And I mean, I can see people right now being like, oh, you tired of winning? Okay. Baby, all it takes is one chop. Right? It's not like a point system anymore like what we saw on polls. It's a chop. And there's really no question. There's no conversation. It's a chop. So, but again, once again, I love Father Youssef. He was like, listen, you need to get it together because first of all, ballroom can pay your bills and take care of you and your family for the rest of your life. If you play your cards right and you work, the ballroom circuit the way it needs to be worked, baby, you can make money, real money. So I'm going to need you to, figure it out, get out of your head, get out of that whole, oh, I'm so bored with this, and find a way to challenge yourself. Well, we're going to get back to that in a minute. Then they get to talking to Roz about him getting, him losing by 1 point at the latex ball or what have you. And he was like, well, the guy did have on my same suit. And here come AJ. Yeah, I mean, the same suit. First of all, AJ, sir, you are a prospect, okay? I liken that to pledging a sorority or a fraternity, and you are hanging out with the people who are already in. Listen, you need to be a fly on the wall and hope they forget you are sitting there because they really are talking house business, and you are not a member of the house. But then you have something to say. You got your 2 cents to add to that, baby. AJ was like, you're not even supposed to. I mean, Exotic was like, you ain't even supposed to be here. Like, you're a prospect. And I feel like that was Exotic's side-eye way of getting back at him about what he did earlier with Lorenzo. And then AJ gonna have the nerve to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't expect that from Exotic. Now when you showed your entire ass in front of his boyfriend a couple of hours earlier, why wouldn't you expect Exotic to get his lick back? Because personally, I feel like he let you off easy. Because I would have boop, boop, boop when you was disrespecting me and my man. Okay? So you lucky that he handled it the way he handled it. He handled it in a very mature way because I would have had to pull you aside in that moment and be like, look, you got to go. Like, I probably would have kicked you out. I would have flexed in that moment and be like, you know what, you're a prospect and you are uninvited. So AJ was like, I want to be a Mugler. Now all of a sudden you the victim. No, you're not the victim, AJ, because you playing and you moving funny. And you keep moving funny, okay? So then we see Brooklyn. She meets up with Chanel and Tati. And she lets them know that she is starting her transition. So they talk a little bit about what it was like for them and how with the role that ballroom played in it. Tati was saying how she was hiding, changing her clothes on the roof, walking back around the block, going back in the house as a boy, after being out all day as a girl. Chanel talked about being in the South and, how hard that was for her. And how really ballroom helped all of them in this process. And Brooklyn said she knew she wanted to transition, from the minute she started doing ballroom, and now she's taking it on. But then she said that she's going to keep performing, she's going to keep walking in the drag category, even though by rules, once she starts transitioning, she is supposed to move over to, I think, Femme Queen. So I find it really funny how a minute ago you're bored, you're winning, but now you're scared to move into a different category. Why are you scared, Brooklyn? Are you scared because you're not going to be at the top, because you're going to have to fight, because you're going to be around people that are going to make you work hard to win? You know what I'm saying? So I found it interesting that a minute ago you were scared, but now, I'm not ready to move. I'm not ready to move yet. I'm gonna keep walking under drag queen. And she tells the girls, please don't say anything. I'm gonna let Yusef and Exotic know myself. And of course they respected that. They respected that decision. So then we see Lorenzo and Exotic out on a date. Now, Lorenzo does ask Exotic about AJ and what that whole situation was at the party. But I still feel like y'all taking this way too easy. Because I feel like AJ just played in all y'all's faces. And y'all really just acted like it wasn't a big deal. And maybe for y'all it isn't. But for me, baby. But in the meantime and in between time, then Lorenzo starts talking about marriage. Now, Exotic was like, look, I ain't even ready for that conversation. I'm not trying to have that conversation. I'm not nowhere near that. I'm not thinking about that. That is not where I am in my life right now. And Lorenzo was like, okay, I mean, not right now, but, like, could you see yourself marrying me? And I feel like Exotic wanted to say no, but he knew that wasn't the answer he should give. So he just kind of was like, See, my thing is, baby, we're not dating for play. We're not practicing. Now, Exotic said it makes him feel some kind of way because Lorenzo's been married and now he's divorced and he just already kind of side-eyeing that a little bit. So I don't know. I just feel like that relationship is... I'm not going to put too much more effort into AJ disrespecting that relationship because I don't see no future in it. Okay? No, I mean, I know this was a year ago and... but I don't really see no whole lot of future in that. So I'm going to just leave that right there. I'm going to just pick it up and I'm just going to put it over there to the side. Okay? Now, we see AJ and Chanel. Now, we already know that Chanel thinks that AJ is fine, right? So, as you know, Chanel doing her little flirty thing or whatever. And AJ comes over there to help her take pictures for her OnlyFans. Now, Chanel said, listen, I started doing OnlyFans during the pandemic to help pay the bills. She said, and I went from making $5,000 a month to like $30,000 a month. She was like, so for real, I'm doing good, and I just want somebody to help me with my content. She said, I saw the pictures on AJ's Instagram, and they're really good, and of course AJ is trying to get in where he fit in. So, of course, he gonna come over there and he gonna flirt with Chanel. He flirted or whatever. But they did seem to have a cute little banter. I like Chanel. Like, Chanel is somebody I can hang out with. Go have a drink, mimosa, brunch, Baby, when she rolled across that bed flipped on her. And I love the fact that she just laughed about it, And what I really love is that AJ immediately just jumped on the other side of the bed to try to even it out. Like, it was so funny and cute, right? Now, later on in the episode, she did say something about maybe this was her last photo shoot. So I'm like, are you quitting OnlyFans? Or do you just feel like you have enough content up there that you could be good for a minute? Because I don't mean no harm. I ain't walking away from no $30,000 a month and all I got to do is take some pictures. Now, I ain't been over to her OnlyFans, so I don't know what's really up there if it's more than just some pictures. But I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, I ain't walking away from no $30,000. All I got to do is take some pictures. And some lingerie. Now, she might have more than lingerie. But I saw lingerie. Neither here nor there. It was a cute moment or whatever. So then we see Brooklyn go and have a picnic in the park with Lana. Now, I'm going to tell y'all. Lana met up with... Brooklyn. And Brooklyn, they're talking about her wanting to get into modeling and things like that. And baby, Lana started, first Brooklyn told Lana that she was transitioning. And of course, Lana was like, okay, well, welcome. If there's anything I can do to help, you let me know, And she asked her about walking. And Brooklyn said, well, I'm going to, still walk under drag queen till I get comfortable before I move over. Now, Lana, I'm going to say this, and I know some people may feel differently, But baby, I was with Lana on this one because I feel like that was wrong and that was deceitful, and I feel like that's the kind of thing that can not just look bad on Brooklyn as somebody walking, but it can also bounce back on the House of Mugler. You know what I mean? Like that is deceitful. Now I ain't gonna sit here and act like they the only ones. There's no other house. There's nobody. Like I mean, we're not gonna sit here and act like nobody else does it. But I just think that that is just not a good look for the House of Mugler um to be such a prestigious house. You know what I'm saying? Like for her to just point blank be like, yeah, I ain't telling nobody. So then Lana starts talking to her about, and you could tell that didn't sit well with Miss Lana. So then she starts talking to her about modeling, and do you know, who was the first black supermodel? You know, she didn't know who Beverly Johnson was. She didn't know who Amon was. She didn't know who Tracy Africa was. You know, and she was like, girl, you need to do your homework. Like, you really need to know who came before you. You need to know whose shoulders you're standing on, you know? And I agree, right? And especially as a history teacher, you know, I do agree. But I think that's part of the problem, even in what I do every day. People don't feel like it's important to know what came before them, who came before them, and what impact that had. And I disagree. I think it's very important for us to know who came before us, right? So that was that, you know. Basically, Lana was like, listen, I'm not going to hand you the keys to the kingdom. If you're not showing me that you're putting forth any real effort, then I'm going to put in as much effort as you're putting in. Like, I'm not about to hand this to you if you don't earn it, or you're not showing me that you're hungry. You're not showing me you're ready to put in the work. So then we see Tati meet with her counselor, you know, which I think is very important. I think it's very important that to have those conversations. So Tati just talks about her transition, and you know, she talks about her body work and how she was supposed to walk in the latex ball, but how she got scared, and she talked about how she was just, you know, she was scared to walk in a new category with a new body, and you know, she was scared of not being successful as she had been. You know, I think ultimately she really wants to go back to voguing, but I think right now she's just not comfortable with her, you know, with the body and all the things that go into, you know, clunk, clunk, clack, 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 you know, with the voguing thing. So then we see the House from Lugaire hanging out. It's Pride weekend, and they're actually walking in the Pride parade with Trevor House. And that's a really big deal. It's really, really nice. You know, it's a really big thing. We see AJ talking to Lana, and Lana's letting AJ know that, you know, she met with Brooklyn, and she just like, listen, I don't think Brooklyn's ready. Like, Brooklyn is beautiful and all of that, but, you know, I just don't think she's put in the work, and I'm not going to help her. Like, she need to show me that she's doing the work, and then I'll do what I can do, but I'm not going to give it all now when I feel like she hasn't shown me that, you know, she's ready for it. You know, we see Lorenzo and AJ again. And AJ, you know, he tried to throw a little shade at Lorenzo, but this time Lorenzo had a little something for him, you know. But again, I don't know. I just feel like Exotic is just way too, I don't know. It just ain't me. It wouldn't be me with my man. That's all I got to say. But we see them hanging out, you know, again, you know, getting ready for the ball. I mean, for the parade. So then we see them walk in the parade, and baby, they did their thing, you know. I thought it was really nice. It was a really big deal for them to be, you know, for them to be on the float with such a major part of the LGBTQ community. And it was cool. Now, we saw Lana meet up with Exotic and let Exotic know that Brooklyn was transitioning. Now, she ain't come right out and say a word for word like that, but she said, yeah, you know, she's one of the girls. Exotic was like, what you mean one of the girls? She was like, one of the girls. Exotic was like, one of the girls? She said, one of the girls. Now, to be fair, Brooklyn did not tell Exotic not to say nothing. So Lana really didn't violate Brooklyn's trust, because she didn't tell Brooklyn not to say anything. I mean, Brooklyn didn't ask her not to say anything. She didn't know it was a secret. So They walk in the parade, and afterwards they have a cookout. You know, they have a little cookout down to the house, and Yusef finds out that AJ was taking pictures, helping Chanel take her pictures for her OnlyFans. And again, they all feel like you are overstepping your bounds as a prospect. Like, we see what you doing. We see you the long way. Now, Chanel saw it. Chanel ain't stupid, but child, Chanel ain't care. Because she was flirting, getting her flirt on, and she was getting something done for free that she might have to pay somebody for. So she wasn't tripping. But it definitely was, again, it was her overstepping her bounds, right? Then we saw Exotic try to talk to Brooklyn about her transition. Brooklyn didn't want to talk to him about it, and Brooklyn actually even got an attitude about it. But again, I just think they need to know. I don't think it's fair for her not to tell them that that's what she's doing. And then we see Exotic having a conversation with AJ, and AJ is letting it be known that he want to be with him. Like, I want that old thing back. And Exotic was like, you fumbled me. Like, you had me and you fumbled me. So what you need to do is sit over there and chill. Because I got my man over here. And AJ was like, but you don't want him. You really want me. You know you want me. Like, come on, tell me. Like, and it's just that whole arrogant thing. And again, I just think it's disrespectful. You know, I don't find that to be cute or endearing. When you know somebody is in a relationship and you're just blatantly disrespectful of who they're with and the boundaries of the person that they're with, I don't find that to be cute. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just old fashioned, but I don't find it to be cute. I'm not flattered by that. And I do think there's a part of Exotic that's like, oh, okay, because when I wanted you, you didn't want me. Now that I've moved on, now all of a sudden you want me? Oh, no. So I do think there's a part of Exotic that is loving it. But ultimately, I think AJ is disrespectful, and I don't think it's cute. Okay? But that was pretty much the episode. Let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.